All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Attack on Titan, Season 4, Episode 23. Annie is out after a very, very long time. Would have been a good idea to actually count exactly how many episodes, but many, many years.
Yes, many years.
7, 8, something like that.
2014.
Yeah.
I think Attack on Titan
I think.
did or did not spill into 2014.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are here at last, and the rumbling continues, but our heroes do have many things that they can do in the meantime. You know, last episode, we didn't even hardly show the rumbling, right? It was just all the other stuff going on.
That was the background.
Yeah, it was just the backdrop.
It was just a quiet little whoo in the background. No big deal.
Yep.
No big deal.
Atmosphere. Yeah.
Yeah, such atmosphere. Nothing like a bit of genocide in the morning, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But now that we're in this situation, what do you think are going to be their first moves to trying to stop
collect
this?
their pieces, because they've lost them all, and now we are going to try and make our own splash, because the Titans are about to splash, into the water.
Probably eventually,
Figure out that whole situation.
Right.
So that's one part. But everyone getting all together, important. We need to have everybody talking. We need to have Gabby talking to Armin and Mikasa, so that they can then talk to Reiner, which then they can then talk to
hopefully
Annie,
team up,
which means then that Annie can then get connected with this whole thing here, and we can get a nice little bit where Annie's like, "What the fuck?
Yeah, what exactly happened?" And Armin can just sort of fill her in and be like, "So, yeah, a lot
and
of
then
stuff."
Meanwhile, she's like blushing because she's like, "Holy shit, Armin's really attractive. What the hell? He's big, he's tall,
he's glowed up. What's going on?
He's like Reiner, but cute, actually."
But yes, the end of the world is at hand.
And I don't feel fine.
Yeah. But we got some wonderful comments that are better than fine, in fact, from the previous video.
We do,
Because that's the thing that we're doing.
Yes.
You leave comments in this video with the key that we're going to have in the discussion of this video, then I'll select 3 of them, and then we'll talk about them in the next episode.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the first one here's from Yunus Ahmed. Escape the forest. While watching these reactions, I've noticed a very ironic pattern that has occurred among the fan base. People would often be surprised and judgmental of Connie for wanting to feed Falco, an innocent little boy, to his mom, labeling it as selfish and wrong. Yet, a lot of these same people would say in response to Aaron's actions last episode that he is completely justified in killing tens of millions of innocent little boys, let alone girls, adults, and others for the sake of his island. I think this just goes to show that the one death is a tragedy, 1 million is a statistic idiom is just too true. Ooh, we can't fathom death on that scale. It's just too many nameless, faceless people, but we can understand the struggle of our kids at home. Yes, and also just like, yes.
Remember who first coined that term?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Kind of a tragic thing that even is something that is so culturally accepted.
But I mean, it's true that you can't really fathom the death of 1 million people.
No, you really can't.
You can't even fathom the lives of 1 million people, let alone the deaths, right?
Thank you. Yes.
It just understanding that, other people live with their own lives and stuff, and oh shit, I'm just an NPC in their world,
Right. That's a whole phenomenon that I remember going through in high school when that was a whole thing.
Yep.
When I realized, holy shit, wait a minute.
That plane up there.
Yeah. You remember me telling the story. That was literally the thing when I realized that in this plane that flew over my head when I was hiking was probably well over 100 people in this little speck, and I realized, holy shit, wait a minute. The world is big.
Right.
But it's also not that big, is that it's filled with tons of people, and in my mind they're like a speck there.
Right. And if that speck wasn't in the sky flying overhead, you would never have noticed, you would have just continued on with your life, right?
Yeah.
In a similar way, all the people on Parody won't necessarily, notice entirely if the rest of the world gets stomped flat, but it's happening. Yeah.
Librianic game with the comment here. Escape the forest. I firmly believe the entire forest metaphor is one of the best themes within Attack on Titan. Yes,
I love it too.
Yes, indeed. The constant, never-ending cycle of hate is such a present theme in this show, and using the metaphor of a forest that you get lost in works on multiple levels. There's the pretty obvious cycle of violence, and then there's also the idea of getting lost within your rage or lost within your ideals, which ties into the themes from Kenny of everyone needing to be drunk on something. And I also think it's quite fitting to the theme that when we fully confirm that there are enemy titans hidden among the military, it's within the giant forest. Honestly, it's phenomenal how all of the themes present within Attack on Titan tie into each other, and it shows how much of a masterpiece this show is. Yes, I think that Isayama really hit on a lot of specific things that he ended up then realizing, oh, this works really well. I'm going to double, triple, quadruple down on this from multiple angles and perspectives. But it's the idea that every time he shifted the perspective, it still worked as a metaphor in a way that was really powerful and emotional. So yes, I'm a firm believer that the forest metaphor is one of my, it's one of the best ones for sure.
The fact that Attack on Titan came together the way it did is absolutely beautiful and never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah. Alexis with the final comment here, escape the forest. Since Annie is back, it's fitting to remember what she said in season 1 when talking to Marlowe about the corrupt system of the military police. Yes! Yes, we talked about this a little bit on stream. I think that when good people like you, who have the courage to go against the flow, take control, that's when it's all over. Marlowe, much like Eren at the time, felt a sense of urgency to change the status quo, which we, the audience, would see as reasonable at the time. However, Annie felt it could be a more dangerous path to follow than all the others, to be a special person. Yeah, Here in Season 4, we see the danger of potentially being that someone. Eren, a person in the walls who just wanted to change the world for the better, has got to do the most horrendous things possible to achieve that change. All Annie wanted from Marlowe back then was for him to see the other weak people as humans too. Now she is about to witness the result of a special someone who has the courage to go against the flow. All I ever wanted to do was right things. I never wanted to be the king.
And in
Fantastic
fact,
comment.
the very person she was thinking about when she was talking to Marlowe was Eren. And
because he showed her that spirit, if you will, that kind of unnerved her.
And she had the context of, we didn't have the context of what exactly she was meaning entirely when she said it back in season 1. But then what we realized what could happen with the Titans in the walls and the rumbling and the founding Titan and all that, and that was the key objective of her mission. It totally makes sense that, she would be like, no, there is something very specific that I'm worried about happening if someone that is special and wants to change things and go against the flow gets the opportunity.
Yeah, however, they didn't know at the time that Eren had the founding Titan.
Exactly.
All they knew was that he had a Titan. Yeah, exactly. And most likely the attack Titan at the time. But, it's kind of crazy to think about what we could be getting in this episode, given that Annie might be able to then finally speak on those things from that perspective, but still be in potentially the same mental space she was back at the end of season 1.
That's true. We'll have to see what she's like because, you know, the crystal things, rules of fantastical stuff in Attack on Titan. Who knows how it works, right?
Yeah. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Yep. Here we go.
It's fun how this feels very similar to the story that Reiner and Bertolt would tell of just, oh, there was a rumbling outside the window.
Jeez. Oh my god. The scale here is insane. He's about to, a lot more.
He's about to kill a whole lot more of his own people.
Oh shit.
Yep. Because we gotta hear that again.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Oh. She's back.
Yep.
And of course, it's Hitch.
They were roommates and now they're here.
Oh!
But Hitch hasn't been lazy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And she recognizes her, of course, easily. You really want to take that chance?
Yeah. Feeling lucky? Rumbling! It's coming! Rumbling! Rumbling!
It's that simple. Go.
Yeah. She spent a lot of time down there.
Yep. Wait. Wait. Holy shit.
4 years, conscious and immobilized. No big deal.
Yeah, what was it like? And Armin, yeah. So no visuals. So it definitely took up probably her time, you know. She didn't probably have it frozen.
Yep.
What do you think?
Well,
What do you think?
you feel that in the ground?
Holy fuck. Yeah, they were all the bad ones, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was much simpler than that. Yeah.
Just wanted to get back home.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, so that's not even her real dad. Oh.
男の目的は私を周りの選手に鍛え上げて
Hence why he's your trainer and your father. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
二度とまともに歩けない体にして
Jeez.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit.
男は喜んだ
Oh.
これなら武器がなくても敵を殺せる
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know, watch out. You might bite your tongue off, you know?
Right.
少しくらい私の話をしたっていい
Yeah, this is equivalent exchange.
Mm-hmm.
国の何人が死のうが生き
He was right. I could kill without a weapon.
自分を含めて命というものに価値があるとは思えなかった
And you met the 104th.
島へ向かわさ男は
Oh,
膝をつい
fuck.
て私に謝っ
Uh-huh.
たそして泣きながら懇願した
Oh.
帰ってきてくれと
Oh, no.
戦士隊の地位も名誉マーレ人の称号も
He just
全て
wants-
捨て
he
て
just
い
wants
い
a
から帰
child
ってきてくれと
To take care of, to be a father too.
男は私の父親だった
Wait.
私を自分の娘だと思っていた
Yeah, yeah. He wasn't her actual father. Though.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
But
帰りを待つ
yeah.
父
Yeah,
親
But to her,
yeah.
she is.
To her, yeah,
But
yeah.
to her, he is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
didn't start that way, but it ended
Nope.
that way.
同じように他の人にも大事な人がいるもう全てがどうでもいいとは思わない
Well said. Wow.
でも
And she gets to see it all.
父の元へ帰るためならまた同じことをやるあんたが父親の元に帰っても
Uh-huh.
瓦礫としたいしかないと思う
You don't know that.
そうね
God, that is a shot. Oh, fuck. Oh, we're here.
ついに
Yep.
この日が
地ならしが発動されたんだ。
Oh, and it's him.
イエーガーが全ての命を奪いに来るぞ。みんなで同じ夢を見ただと。寝言を信じてこっから出せと。どうせ集団で口裏を合わせて。
Yeah, I understand that logic, but they're all in on it. Ask the
同じ
kids.
ことを訴えているはずだ。それも口裏合わせだというつもりか。可能ではない。手は頭の後ろだ。さっ
Oh
さと
my
やれ。
god.
だから約束してくれ。
I'll show from his
帰って
perspective.
くるって。
分かった
Yeah.
約束する
And that's what she's been trying to do all this time. No!
銃声か
Think this has a happy ending.
許可イェーガー派が集結してこの砦を仕切ってます。早く逃げましょう。
私が何のためにしょんべん小僧どもの足を正しく受けたと思っておるのだ。
Yeah.
貴様らはイェーガー派に従い決して背くな。
Oh shit.
せいぜいお前たちが守れるものは自分の身くらいだ。
Oh shit.
このまま体制の中にいろ。ただしいつか立ち上がるべき日が来る。
Yeah.
それまで決して自分を見失うな。
ダメだったとしてもできる限りの
Yeah.
行動で示さなきゃいけない。神の信用を得られない。
If you don't get Gabby, we don't get Reiner. Yep.
Mhm.
まだどこかに潜んでる。
Yep.
ライナーや車力の巨人をおとなしく
Good
させられ
stuff,
る
Armin.
かどうかがかかってる。コニーに言うよ。お母さんはひっくり返った巨人のままでもいいんじゃないかって。言ってくる。
Yeah.
Armin, I have such mad respect for you for having the guts to do this.
エレンのことどうするの？わからないよ。
Yeah.
それにどうしようもない。
Yeah. I don't know.
兵長は殺されたかもしれないし、フロックたちが僕らにも銃口を向けるかもしれない。もう兵団の指揮系統は機能してない。無秩序だ。そうだ。ヒストリアも危険になるかもしれない。
Yep.
義勇兵
So many things to keep track of.
だからもうどうしようもないエレンのことなんか考える余裕はないよ。それくらいわかるだろ。あ、エルヴィン団長がこの場にいたらこんな無様に当たり散らしたりしなかった。
No, don't worry about this, buddy.
生き返るべきだったのは僕じゃなかった。
俺はしばらくブラウスさんのところで世話になるよ。
Cool.
君たちも早く
Gabby and Armin. I'm excited for this.
Yep. Character combo that you wouldn't have expected.
Yeah.
元気でね。
Yeah. You too.
私の本当の名前ガビっていうの。え？ガビって変。リアの方がいいよ。
Hugs. Yeah.
Okay.
That is so emotional. We're
I
getting
know.
like actual relaxing stuff here in the midst of utter chaos.
みんな聞いてくれ。俺は10ヶ月前エレンから今回の計画を聞いた。ジークを利用し始祖の力をエレンが掌握する計画だ。
Yeah.
俺は仲間を集めエレンの手助けをし計画は今日達成され
In
た。
on it the whole time.
我々は歓迎しエルディア人として迎える。
ふざけるなクソ野郎。誰がお前なんかに。
いいじゃないか屈したって。
The Floch faces are so good.
とにかく俺たちは4年前あの地獄を生き残ってようやくこれを手にし
Yeah.
た。
And there it is. There it is.
自
Yeah.
由だ。
Yeah. I knew it. I knew it.
もうお前らは戦わなくていい。好きに生きていい。
That's what you always wanted.
なんちゃん、お前は憲兵になって内地で快適に暮らしたかったんだろ。
Coming full circle
お
everywhere.
前は英雄の一人なんだから。終わった。だからもう昔のジャンに戻れよ。
Oh, being so on the nose with it. Yeah.
Yep.
You can change back. Did you notice that?
長とハンジ団長はどうしたの？
ああ。残念ながらジークに殺された。
Lying.
Bullshit.
Lying. Oh.
ありがたいんですが。
Okay.
北に進んでますよね。記憶喪失のお前を安全な病院まで送る。お前は本当に一人で倒れてた。本当
Oh my god.
俺は兵士だからそのくらいのことをやって。
Wow.
そうだ。
And we're getting the ED right now.
もう少しだけ待っててくれ。母ちゃん、俺は兵士になって。そしてありがとうございます。コニーさん。
世界は
俺一人のためにここまでしてくれるなんて。
Wow.
いいんだ、コニーさん。俺は。
Yeah, maybe you have.
俺を知らないなら気のせいか。
Yeah, right. You're right. This with Gabby when she killed Sasha. Yep.
地ならしの発動を見て、我
Yep.
々マーレ軍の
Yep.
生
They're
存
like,
を絶
fuck
望視した
that.
の
We're
だ。
going.
これでいち早く本国に事態を
Yeah, they should be going way faster than the rumbling for
あれ
sure.
Oh,
が
yeah.
踏み潰されるまで待つよりずっといい。
あれを止める策は何か終わりでしょうか。
Any possible way.
Yeah.
ない。ただ
Yes!
Yeah.
とりあえず食べないで。あっちに誰かいる？ご安心ください。あれは
Yeah!
You think Levi would die that easily? Hell no.
Nice, nice. Oh my god. Oh my god. Cool,
Yep.
cool. Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we got to touch
So-
on a lot of the characters here.
Uh-huh.
Primarily Armin,
Annie.
Floch,
Yeah.
Annie.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Because this is a big world with a whole lot of people in it for now. And, you know, we need to get them all grouped up and stuff so that hopefully, maybe, possibly, something can be done about this whole end of the world situation.
Yes. So Connie and Falco are in a very fun situation because Falco doesn't know what's going on.
Right.
And thus Connie is lying to him about what they're doing.
Yep.
So that he doesn't have to deal with Falco resisting him
Exactly.
on the way there. Which is fun because in a lot of ways, the thing that's the most terrifying for Connie is that if Falco realizes that he can transform into a Titan, Connie can't make his mom eat Falco.
Well, right.
Because he's the Jaw Titan right now.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So Connie could theoretically be in serious danger if
Sure.
Falco found out.
Yep.
But
he
things
totally
are
could
moving.
be.
Things are moving so quickly. The amnesia issues because of the dramatic transformation. It's
Yep.
causing a whole bunch of things there. But I love the way Connie is playing this. I'm really worried though that this might be set up for him to potentially die. Armin being the one that's being
I'm gonna
dead
go
set
after
on the
them
way
and-
to stop him.
And yeah, see if I can convince him to be like, hey, no, don't save your mom.
Yeah, let your mom die.
Let your mom stay as in that hell that she's in right now.
In some ways, though, this is the kind of tough decision, though, that almost needs to be made in the same way that Aaron's decision might be a tough one.
Oh,
because-
then, like, what if your words don't work, Armin? Are you willing to use force potentially?
Yeah, are you willing to sacrifice something even more in order to stop
Sure.
Aaron, basically?
Yep.
Like Aaron's
Oh, yeah.
path that he's on is one that might not be actually capable of being stopped truly, but it might be potentially mitigated.
Yeah. Who knows, right?
Yeah. So that's the kind of thing that I feel like they're setting up here. I feel like Connie and his eventual confrontation with Armin will lead to some really cool moments and also probably a really emotionally powerful moment for Gabby and Falco
Probably.
because they're going to be reunited.
Yep.
And it's going to be awesome.
And hey, Armin is bringing the person with him
yeah.
that Connie might have a problem with, might complicate negotiations. You know, because
just a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit. You know, because
Yeah.
he doesn't recognize Falco, which, granted, lucky for Falco.
Well, I mean, in a
or
lot
maybe
of ways,
he does, and he's just
it doesn't matter whether he does.
it just might make him enjoy it a bit
Of
more.
course he does. It's just the thing that it doesn't matter. It literally
Right.
doesn't matter.
But if
He's got a Titan, he can save his mom
Right.
from this misery
Exactly.
and hell and agony that
Yep.
she's in,
and they can
and give her at least another 13 years.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Or at most another 13 years.
Right.
But okay, big thing though, Annie getting out.
Yeah.
The way she used her classic Annie moves of, I'm going to mind games you to lead you into a trap over here that
Yep.
when you come in, you think, you turn this way, and then I grab you around the neck.
Exactly.
But Annie's really weak. I love the idea that she's weak because she was conscious throughout all of that.
Exactly.
That was a hellish thing to just sit through.
Right.
And
She's
her body
lucky to
was
be alive because she's a Titan, you know.
her
but
body
no food.
probably survived because probably some aspect of being a Titan is that this is something that's really, really dark here. But you know how all the other regular Titans, they are compelled to desire to consume humans, you know?
Right.
But they don't do it for actual...
No sustenance. It's,
there's no sustenance
It's just
they
because
gain
they're
from it.
subconsciously looking for, one
Yes.
of the 9, basically,
Yes.
so they can get their humanity back. Yeah.
a Titan shifter could theoretically try to starve themselves out and just... This is what would happen. Yeah. Maybe.
Theoretically.
Possibly.
Yeah,
We don't know what
yeah.
the crystal's doing necessarily.
Uh-huh.
Point being...
But she wasn't eating or drinking anything while she was in there.
Point is, Annie wasn't eating or drinking anything in there, and yet she continued on. And yet it did cause a physical toll on her, probably because the Titan energy was doing all it could to just regenerate her so that she wouldn't die of, you know...
We didn't have any of those wonderful eating montages that Eren would often get after a big fight of like, okay, you know, I'm getting my energy back, you know, shonen protagonist style, right?
Right. So, Annie.
Full backstory.
Full backstory.
Yeah.
Now, there was a lot of stuff with Annie's out of context little flashbacks that she would get in season 1 that seemed to imply that there was very much a father trainer kind of sensei kind of aspect of this guy that wanted her to come home, basically. Right. But now we know that this person, not her father.
Nope.
Someone that basically picked her up just because, well...
I'll make you a warrior and my life will be easier.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. There you go.
There's no way to really know why he wanted her to be a warrior so desperately. If anything, it seemed like there might have been some way in which he was wanting to use her as a weapon to fight back.
Well, no. If he was treating her like his adopted daughter, basically, then her family, when she becomes a warrior, would become honorary Marleyans.
Yes, that's implied. Mm-hmm. But the idea as to like what was actually said in the episode, there's nothing directly.
Oh yeah, just that he wanted an easier life.
Yeah. We don't know really if there was like think about it this way. Even if he spent all this time training her to become a warrior and what have you, there's no guarantee that it would actually work.
Nope.
So over the course of all this time, he's being like
taking a
hard
gamble.
ass.
Yeah.
But not just the gamble, but just the idea that he's doing all these horrible like things to basically force her into becoming this weapon. Mm-hmm. It could have been an emotional reason. It could have been something like, I want you to fight back. I want you to be someone that goes and gets those, those damn dirty Eldians out there. Like yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Basically, the turnaround of once he realized that he was going to have to say goodbye to her, that maybe it was something selfish like that, where it's just oh no, like I won't basically get to have you nearby, but if I'm a warrior already, then he would have gotten all he wanted already, but from it being that way.
Well, right, and it's not going like way into detail. Like we don't get the whole episode on it. It's a portion of the episode, but what the show seems to be implying is that it started out as something of just, you will make my life easier because I'll be an honorary Marleyan. There you go. He'll be cushy. He won't have to.
He didn't say that though in the episode. Are you operating on like?
Annie did.
Oh, Annie did?
Yeah, she mentioned that he got me so that I would become a warrior, so that way he would have an easier life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I wish you'd said that earlier. I didn't.
I did mention it a couple times, but yeah. So, but then along the way, it becomes a bit more complicated, right? This person that he still cares for, right? He would still have to believe in her capabilities that she could become a warrior, right? All of these things where he is still helping her in certain areas, even if he's absolutely not being a father to her, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, after she's gotten her vengeance on him, right? She's made it so he can't, like walk straight or anything like that, right? Then it's something where, maybe he starts to rethink things. Oh, now she is going to be leaving. Maybe he did, like you were saying, it started to become more of an emotional reason if he liked having her around. And then all of a sudden she's going to go, and it's like, oh.
Right, because she was already a warrior at that time. So
right,
obviously
exactly.
He doesn't get anything more
by her going on the mission,
there or not.
Right, exactly.
There's no such thing as a super warrior.
Right,
even if even super special treatment.
Right,
like
and it's a lifetime thing. So like even if she got eaten by one of the other warriors the next day,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a really fucked up situation that turned into something potentially sweet. But the idea is that because she didn't have any family, his treatment of her at the end was still something that led to her promising that yes, she would actually come back because they spent that much time together. And that's really, really depressing because
Right.
No, we don't know if Annie's actually ever going to get any kind of happiness from that.
Right. Well, and he could be dead right now, you know?
Yeah, he could actually be dead.
Like-
I find it weird that they decided not to show it, which means I think there's almost a 100% chance that he's alive. For whatever reason, they decided to not show it when this has been a
Because otherwise
season.
that'd be such a dick punch that it would be like too good not to show if that was actually happening, given that she finally woke up and he had probably been thinking that like, oh no, maybe she's dead or whatever, or gotten the news that she had been taken captive.
It might have been a tasteful thing of like, we don't want to show people just shooting civilians and stuff like that. So
it's possible.
That's possible, but I think that was more of a choice to show that the chaos that's happening on the island of Parody is spilling out everywhere else before even the rumbling has arrived.
Yep.
So that's its own thing there as well. But yeah, things are changing in Parody. Floch being in control and having at the very least the support of those that have been, on the side of the Jaegerists all this time, then just reinforce the idea that, yeah, even if he's lying, even though he does
about Hanji and Levi being dead, yeah.
Well, no, about the idea that he had known everything about the plan specifically. He probably was, based on the stuff that we've shown, actually knew a decent bit about the plan, but doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. No one can refute his statements.
Yeah,
or anything like that.
Right, exactly. If he did know about the plan or didn't, that would be something that only him or Aaron would know the veracity of that. So,
yeah.
Point is, he's in charge right now.
And he's the one with the guns.
He's the one with the guns, right? So, that's just sort of the situation that a lot of our characters find themselves in. And how do you deal with this sucker?
Shadis. Shadis having this moment with the Jaegerists where they're like, hey, we can't let Floch find you because he'll do you in.
Right.
And the thing of him being like, hey, do you think I let myself get the shit beat out of me by all of you because you were so much stronger than me? Or
Hell no.
because I, didn't have the guts to keep fighting? No, you guys have to survive.
Right.
It doesn't matter about me.
If the one thing I can do is protect you greenhorns, then, that's enough for me.
Right. And the idea that he's like telling them really one of the hardest things to do is at some point you're going to need to rise up and change things.
Yep.
Because you can't let this continue. But right now, you actually can't do anything about
right.
it.
You are not special. Right now, you are getting swept along with the flow. And, don't fight it yet. You're not strong enough to swim up current, right?
It's a really terrifying and I would say dark thing to basically realize that when the submission or die ultimatum is dropped on you, most people will submit.
Yep.
And the reason why is because it's really simple. They don't want to die.
Right.
And that's really fucked. Is that Floch is basically like, hey, submission's not that bad, actually.
Right.
Because when you look at the alternative that I'm presenting you with, it's actually great.
Right.
And in a lot of ways, Jean, you'll get to have your cushy life.
I love that bit so much.
Anymore. That's such a twisted thing to bring up. Yeah.
Because Jean hasn't been that person in a long ass time.
No. It's been a long time.
He put that away
Jean.
in season 1, even if he was maybe a bit grumpy about the fact that he was putting it away, right?
True.
So this is like, it's just that extra bit of just making Floch just that bit more punchable, just like, oh yeah, he's a problem, he needs to go, and it's going to feel real good when it happens.
Yeah.
But until then, we are in this situation.
Yeah. And Armin.
Yeah.
Armin has a lot of situations he's kind of wrestling with in his head. But the idea of him going off on his own effectively, because Gabby doesn't really count.
She might even count in the negative, yeah.
Well, she has no way of knowing where to go.
Right.
So she literally has to have someone guide her there.
And if anything, it might also be something where he's bringing her along to show that, like, I am going to do everything I can, but at the same time,
he's courting Reiner and by extension, Peak.
Yep.
So this is going to succeed. Armin can't fail really in this regard. This is part of the thing that's almost a bit of a thing where, because of the story is coalescing, like, and narrowing down in its scope to just the rumbling and then others,
Right.
This kind of side conflict thing is something that I understand from a character perspective, but I have very little
from a plot standpoint,
I very
it's
little
like
from a plot meta standpoint worry about whether or not Armin's going to be okay.
Gotcha.
I have more worry about whether or not Connie's going to be okay.
Right, because it's not like it's the Attack on Titan is going to do something where it's like, okay, Eren does the rumbling and he could have been stopped if not for Connie. Damn it, right?
Yeah,
like, but it could totally end up being something where it's like, well, yeah, he's not going to be stopped by Connie. So Armin,
right? But if maybe you were able to act a day or two earlier,
sure,
this many more people would be alive or something.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
And who's to know? It's in some ways it's better that they can't quantify anything like that, but that's potentially what we could be working with.
Right, because if it's like, let's say they do manage to stop the rumbling, but it's like while the rumbling is like they've crossed, through the ocean, around Parody, and they're on mainland.
Marley's
stuff.
destroyed.
Right, Marley's just destroyed, and it's like, okay, what does 12 hours of the rumbling do? Well, that's what we would have been able to stop. Yeah. Right? Like,
or what was the last 12 hours of the rumbling?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Crazy thing to think about.
Mikasa.
Yeah.
She asked for orders.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I understand they're in a military unit, but Armin is not her superior.
No.
He's never been promoted in some special way to be, like, above her.
Right, although I think he's sort of been, like, the acting superior since Hanji and Levi have been, MIA.
I mean, that's just that's just because of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's just because Jean
he's got a good head on his shoulders.
Here.
Oh yeah, and Jean isn't here. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So if anything, it would behoove them all to reunite the trio. We need Jean, we need Armin, we need Mikasa, all to go together. However, they're setting up this thing with Jean being diametrically opposed to Floch because he's recognizing certain things about Floch that remind him of an old version of him.
Oh yeah, he could have very easily been Floch. Like, imagine if the season 2 finale happened and Jean had been one of like the military police people that had been roped into into Erwin's charge,
and like the only one that survived from the military police deal.
Right, exactly. Something like that, right?
And then
he totally could have.
Eren saved his life with his use of that,
yeah,
power.
Like he absolutely could have been, lost in the same way that Floch maybe is, although Floch doesn't see it that way,
No, I think Floch's tragedy is that he's
damage done kind of a thing.
Well, the damage was done when he survived the lone instance of the
dragged Erwin's body back.
Erwin's body back and then had nothing given for it, basically.
Right. Yeah.
I think the damage was done there, and since then it's been a question of, wait, what do we actually have in our disposal as Parody, as like a faction, if you will, to be able to fight back? Well, our biggest weapon is Eren. Why aren't we using him?
Yep.
Like I feel like it's very important that Floch was a regular foot soldier at some point.
Right, exactly.
Because that leaves a deep impression. And he's boiled things down to these very dark but simple terms, I think, because of that.
Yep.
And so him kind of calling back to it with Jean was really, really good to just remind people of, like, yeah, this is where Floch came from. He is a piece of work.
But he is not unrealistic.
He is not that unrealistic,
like,
no.
Anybody could have been Floch. Right?
Anybody could have been Floch. And I think that's a fun little thing to explore. But yeah, Armin's just breakdown of like, I didn't even think about all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Eren, I don't know what I can do about that. I'm still thinking about freaking, like, even mentioned Azumabitos, and I was like,
right.
Oh, right, yeah, for sure. Niccolo, right.
Armin has a list of like 12 things that he's trying to keep from exploding, and then there's just Eren ending the world in the meantime, and then Mikasa's like, what do I do? And he's like, I don't know.
My eyebrows aren't thick enough for this shit.
Yeah.
Now, what the fuck is with
Mikasa's
scarf being gone?
Yeah, that is kind of weird. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Who would pick that up?
Maybe Jean. Maybe Jean.
No, there's no shot. Jean. Okay.
Jean saves her memento of Eren.
Yeah, exactly. Why the fuck would Jean pick that up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna hold on to this.
No. He takes it to like hide it. He's like, she finally took it off.
That's such a 15-year-old Jean move to do.
Yeah, he's not that kind of dude.
I think some past shit is going on here.
Really?
Yeah, because, like, what the fuck? Where would it go?
But, like, if it did go somewhere, then, like who would have moved it? Like,
Literally, that's the thing. The only person I can think of that would literally care enough to move it is Aaron. There's no one.
No, but she put the scarf away. Like, Aaron never went anywhere near that scarf. Like, because,
I don't know, dude.
Because when she put it away was already when the crazy shit was happening out there, and they were needing to then help Aaron, and they got out of the prison, right? And she put it.
There's literally no reason to show this unless it's going to be capitulated in some way.
Well, there was one person who did see her put the scarf away.
Oh, the girl she saved.
Yeah, Louise.
Yeah, Louise.
Yeah.
So she picked it up maybe just to hold on to it.
Who knows?
Yeah.
But
that's okay. That's an explanation that works, but I have no.
Right. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything in my head as I'm trying to like think about why that would happen. Yeah, no, I'm gonna go for classic Caleb Kooky theory that there's some path shit going on here. Like, I can't think of why Louise would pick it up other than to have a sentimental moment in the same episode. But the episode is basically over by this point,
right?
So All right,
yeah,
that's its own thing. Gabby
and Kaya.
Yep,
that was wonderful.
Saying goodbye.
Absolutely sweet, wholesome.
Sweet.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But this episode is a nice little breather point. But yeah.
Again, surprisingly calm considering that the world is in a state of ending.
Yes. Magath and Peak. Cool. We get to see them.
Yep.
I want so badly for this team up because this is such a weird group of 4 to have working together theoretically.
Right. It's both the leaders and the most competent person on their team. Because Hanji is the leader of the scouts right now,
right? And
Levi is of course the most competent, right? And then you have Magath and the most competent person, Peak,
on the Warriors side.
Yeah,
that's true. Actually, that's actually really true. That's a good point.
Like, can you imagine what kind of shenanigans and antics they could get up to if the 4 of them worked together, right? The amazing plans, but then also the execution on those plans, because you've got Levi doing his crazy shit, and then Peak just constantly being clutch. Yeah.
Okay. So then if these 4 get together and have some kind of like team combo setup here, what are they most like capable of doing? Maybe
they kick Floch in the dick. You know, like, I don't know.
Maybe they find Reiner. I think that would be their first play here.
Okay.
Now there's a possibility.
Reiner's taking that 2-day sleep that Armin wanted.
Right. It's going to be hard to find him.
yeah, right.
Reiner! Reiner!
Oh, he's finally dead. Oh, no, he's breathing. You know.
Reiner's like, I got to sleep for 4 months, 6 days, and 12 hours. Okay,
exactly.
Cool. I will be dead by then.
I have acquired a lot of vacation days, and I am using them all now.
Reiner, you'll be dead once all that happens. Yep. Exactly.
That's how I planned it.
That's how I planned it, yeah. I'm actually taking an eternal vacation if you think about it that way. Right? No. Okay. But
send my mom my severance package.
Peak and Levi, though, I could see having some fun back talk, sass talk.
2 actually reasonable people, like, you know.
And smart people.
And smart
That's the
people,
thing that's weird, is that in some ways, Peak feels like she's smarter than Magath, even.
Right.
But, like, also, she's like, not the one in the Hanji role. So, anyways, that's just a fun combo.
Yep.
Also, Gabby and Armin, I cannot wait for that.
Isn't that going to be great?
Oh, so, okay.
Maybe he'll show her a book about the ocean.
Next episode, I really want them to show the way they're going to start bringing everyone together, because I'm getting a little bit worried about how much time we have left in this show.
In Attack on Titan?
Yeah. Before we're going to have to get, like, cucked to wait for a movie or a part 3 or something here.
Yeah.
Like, how many episodes are left?
Well,
like
this
6,
is
5, 23. So 17, 18,
12,
19,
I think, on
20,
16,
21,
so
22,
28.
23. So yeah, so 5
left.
more left.
Yeah.
You can't end it in 5 episodes.
The finalister, but not quite finalist season of Attack on Titan, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it feels like there's still 20 episodes left. Like at least like.
Well, then maybe they'll do that part 3, the finalist of finalist seasons of Attack on Titan.
Like.
Remastered.
Unless it's just the depressing thing of they all get together, they sit by the wall rubble, and they just kind of go, well, that fucking sucks. And then it's
Yeah.
like, and wouldn't it be nice to live together? And then it's over. And then Mikasa
They
goes,
just go chill
good."
with Historia, and they're like, "You got it figured out, don't you?" And she's like, "Yep."
Oh, that's it. Mikasa goes up to Historia and just goes, good.
Is it Aaron's baby?"
Yeah, exactly. And then his story just goes, who knows, you know? But y'all, enough memeing. This was a fun episode. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. The final little code phrase for
Yes.
your comment to get featured here. What should we have it here?
I feel like there's a lot of things we could choose.
You could have like, I'm on a horse, you know, like
God damn it, no.
You could have it be something.
Oh wait,
with,
something about Annie's dad, maybe,
or Levi.
or yeah, Levi.
Yeah, what is it? Too stubborn to die or something? What did she call him? He's just a harmless fellow refuses to die.
Wait, right? That's not Reiner.
Harmless fellow. It's kind of lame, but
It's kind of lame. Maybe
what?
I don't know. Where's the scarf? There we go.
Where's the scarf?
Where's the scarf?
There you go.
Yeah.
Where's the scarf? That's the one that we'll
It finally
use.
just rotted away from Mikasa's lack of washing.
Where's the scarf?
Yeah.
And you better put some
mold that had
exclamations
grown
and
in it,
question
like,
marks
achieved
after that.
sentience and like crawled away.
The little mites and bugs and vermin that have been living in there.
Right.
Just been like,
'Cause you know
yes,
Mikasa-
our time has come.
Right, it's the Slap on Titan thing. When do you watch that thing? I don't know, like never, you know. Yeah. Anyways.
All right, but y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the full-length timer version of this reaction, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get any level of support there, gets you access to our Discord, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb,
I'm Jacob.
and we'll see you all
Next time.